They say history is written by the winners, but it is kept alive by losers. Boring people with sad lives and body odour, National Trust employees are, in a way, their own kind of ruin. Much like this 12th century abbey, their genitals have long since been abandoned and now lie crumbling, to be visited only by the very ugly.
Excuse me?
But if history is written by the winners, who is history written for? Well, the answer is obviously men. Not you! Go away! Women, of course, have fiction, novels, but that's not for men. Why should I care about some made-up, horny Irish people? History is about so much more than looking around a shit building staffed by sexless fatties. Boring. What are you still doing here? History can get the blood pumping. Things like tank battles, amphibious landings, the exploitation of indigenous communities. This is history that gets a man rock hard when we talk about things like slavery, war crimes, or genocide. It's high time we realise that not all history is created equal. And that's why I'm delighted to announce that my first book, The History of Mankind in its entirety, brackets abridged, an unsupervised PhD, is available now to pre-order in hardback or audiobook if you're thick.
Wait, have you got permission to film here?
Welcome back to Finn vs. History. I'm joined by Horatio Gould.
Hello.
And today is part 2 of our deep dive on the Reformation.
Yeah.
Martin Luther, a great man.
You're loving this. You're a pig in shit.
I am a pig in shit. And I don't just mean in this episode, I mean generally. Thanks to this man Luther. He has held up a mirror to me and I can see that I'm a pig in shit.
Yeah. And you like what you see.
It's my own relationship with shit. I don't need some intermediary, some middleman, some
It's your own
Catholic bureaucracy.
It's your own reading of what the shit means.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have been given a label, finally, to understand my own brain.
Right, yeah.
Presbyterian. I'm an extremist, and I'm just reading back my own history, really.
Yeah, yeah.
But so hang on, if you're mixed Catholic, well,
Mixed
how do you?
race.
So you're mixed race. Well, how does that manifest, though?
It's sort of like on the scale, if you're... It's also in the straight gay scale, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you drink black coffee,
Yeah.
I drink coffee with milk.
Right. Say
You know,
no more.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know
and
what
it's
you mean.
like, so I definitely, I enjoy subtext, I enjoy poetry, I enjoy art, I enjoy visual things.
Yeah.
But it does get too much sometimes.
Right.
And I go, all right, that's enough.
Yeah. So
I like a bit of gay stuff. I like gay aesthetics, to be honest. I'm very visually gay.
Yes, you are.
It's just emotionally, I'm straight as hell.
If you could,
Yeah.
you would walk down the street in dungaree shorts, wearing a little necktie.
Going, woo! Yeah,
that.
but then
Yeah.
the kind of crying at everything, I don't relate to that.
No.
So that's the rare combination that is like, I want to be involved, and when we're gossiping, it's all really fun.
Yeah.
But when it gets too emotional, I'm like, well, I need to
When
go
the
back
dicks
to
come
my-
out and they're putting
Yeah,
people's eyes,
right, I'm
no,
gonna go
no,
back to
no,
my
no,
straight
enough of
friends,
that.
to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I drink black coffee, you drink coffee with milk. The Italians are putting ice cream in coffee. It's a new level, okay? They are beyond repair.
Yeah.
Who is working after that? Who's going to work having had a fucking affogato at 10 in the morning? We didn't really deal with Martin Luther, the man.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, my king, my legend. But we find him now at the Diet of Worms, which
I guess this is your love of German history as well. Martin Luther is a real... there's something intrinsically German about him.
Yes.
The kind of intenseness, I guess.
Again, he's the first sort of.
Is there
person
a humorlessness to Martin Luther?
Sure, of course.
A serious,
But also
groundedness to him.
there's no element of fantasy,
No.
or like hope.
Yeah.
There's a realism. There's
Yeah.
a coldness.
Yeah.
There's a logic. But actually this.
I like it that you say these words as if they're positive. That's
Yes.
the tone you're saying them, but they sound negative.
These are my prayer beads. These are my words.
Cold. He's boring. It's fantastic.
He's not actually.
difficult to
He's
be
not
around.
act-
Unimaginative.
He's not actually boring. We're going to get into
No, it's
boring
true.
next episode.
It's
you
true.
think Luther's boring?
Yeah.
Hold my non-alcoholic beer. I give you John Calvin. But anyway, now we're in the Diet of Worms, 1521, in the First Reich, the Holy Roman Empire. And to recap, Martin Luther has built on the work of friends
He's
of the
been
pod.
running his mouth.
He has been running his mouth. He's gone viral.
Yeah. He's been running his printing press.
He's running his printing press.
Because this is not him typing, right?
No.
you have to build.
I don't know.
I think you build it.
It's like a piano, isn't it? You push buttons and how does the printing press work?
You build the
type,
and then you press it all at once.
It's like a big typewriter, but it's like a piano, and someone pulls a lever and a letter.
Yes.
Or do you build the whole?
You build the whole thing.
Fuck. So you build the book, and then you press the book.
But I guess you can do that loads.
Yeah, but it's
but
not.
Once
But
you've
then,
done it, but
so
that
then when
first
did
bit
they
will take
work
ages.
out? When did they work out that a typewriter you could actually write?
When was the typewriter invented?
Because I feel like typewriters are quite late, given how small a step it is in logic to go from printing press to typewriter. 1868.
Yeah, that is late.
Very late. Because really,
I would have made that jump, I reckon.
Instantly. Instantly, I'd gone, well, hang on, we can make this more efficient.
I probably would have come up with a MacBook.
Yeah, I would. You're right, actually. I would just come up with an iPhone. I would just come up with ChatGPT in the 1600s, and I would have been like, done. Yeah. So that is interesting that they hadn't quite worked. They made the whole book. The whole book, or is it just pages?
It's pages at a time.
But then they must have like 200 plates.
I think they have every letter. This is what I'm imagining. They have every letter in the alphabet, and they build each 2 pages at a time because it's a 2-page spread.
Yeah.
And then if you're making 1,000 copies, you just do 1,000 of those. Next 2 pages, 1,000 of those. Next 2, So it still takes fucking ages.
They are. It is. It's not actually that good. Is it?
Yeah, but what was the other option?
Typewriter.
No, before this.
But again,
what's this replacing? Because before this
is replacing gossip. This is replacing word of mouth.
Yeah, no, but there's people writing the whole. Imagine if you want to make a copy of a book, you had to write it.
Oh God, no.
You had to write it out.
But then no one's got anything to do. Also.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the printing press has meant Luther's ideas have spread, and he has been summoned to the Diet of Worms by Charles V, the Holy Roman Emperor. Now we should deal with Charles V. Get a photo of him up because he looks insane. Charles V.
Is this the guy with the Chad jawline?
Yeah. That's my guy. So Charles V is a Habsburg.
That one.
And
it's got that fucking Habsburg jaw, which is now coming into fashion again. The Habsburg jaw. Well, the clavicular, right? It's like Jawmaxxing.
Yeah, but that's not. No. Surely that's not. You're saying this is the first. If you're watching, we're looking at a photo.
In a way, it's a looks maxer.
Charles V.
I guess he's Incestmaxxing.
He is Incestmaxxing. Yeah.
But it means that he's jaw mogging everyone.
He is jaw mogging everyone. I'd say he's also Downs mogging people. He looks like. He looks like Richard III if he had Down syndrome. He's an astonishing looking guy, but he's also one of the most famous people in European history that we don't really.
Yes, because he was also Charles V of Spain.
Yeah,
so he owned most of Europe and had the Pope in his pocket.
And fucking Mexico, the Aztecs. He's the emperor.
Oh, of course.
When they discover, when's that all kick off? It's around this time, isn't it? The Aztec nonsense. Is that 1530s? Yeah. The exact time of. Just before the Diet of Worms, Cortez meets Moctezuma.
That is weird, isn't it?
So Charles V, and this is important, he's fucking busy.
Yeah.
He's a busy guy. He's also got the biggest jaw I've
maybe that's from stress. I got so stressed during my debut at Edinburgh that my jaw has a click that has never gone.
I had that, and it does go.
Does it?
It does go.
Did you get? Was it from Edinburgh?
Yeah, I think so. I had a period where I had.
Crazy.
I had. No, it wasn't actually. This is when I woke up. This was after I broke up with my girlfriend. I was dumped, and I.
Dear reader, he was dumped.
Dear reader, I was dumped, and I was grinding my teeth so much at night that at one point. Now this is very, very Presbyterian. This is the kind of extreme as I am. Hustle grind set at night, asleep. Grinding my teeth so much with, I suppose, unprocessed stress or I guess. Love grief, whatever you want to call it. Charlie can write some kind of poem. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was grinding my teeth at night, and then basically I heard this pop, and I got a fucking black eye. I woke up with a black eye.
Oh my God. That's maybe the most Protestant way to deal with heartbreak.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're like, love grief, I don't know what the fuck you call
I'm
it.
Fine.
But then you...
Bang! And so I woke up, I genuinely thought I'd punch myself in the face during my sleep. And that's what I told people. I went and did Old Rope the next night, and they were like, what? And I went, I think I punched myself in the face in my sleep. And they were like, really? I went, yeah, I don't know. And then a doctor, I basically had like a kind of locked jaw, and I had a click. And he was like, no, that'll be... And then a dentist actually said, no, your teeth, you've been grinding your teeth, haven't you? That'll be what that is.
Right. So maybe it is a Protestant clicking jaw that just happens from.
Yeah. I basically burst my eye socket from grinding my teeth. But, I didn't need therapy.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. You can just grind your teeth and
You can just grind.
you can just grind your teeth. That is always an option. There is better.
Pull yourself up by your molars.
There's better help. There's also worse help. I'm a representative of worse help, where you just grind your teeth, you get a black eye, and then time passes and you're fine. Anyway, he is stressed, but he looks absolutely clapped.
Yeah.
And this is what is called the Habsburg jaw, which is that really coming back in?
No,
it can't be.
just the jawline, the kind of.
Yeah, there's jawline, but that's mad.
Okay.
Anyway. So he's the King of Spain and he's the Holy Roman Emperor. And he's sort of a huge figure in European history. We don't really know much about him. Anyway, he is elected in 1519.
Yeah.
And he's elected partly by Frederick the Wise, Luther's sponsor at the University of Wittenberg. So he calls this diet at Worms, and he's like, right, it's all kicking off in the Holy Roman Emperor. A lot of the princes in the regions are like, oh, this would be great if this Luther guy was right, because that would mean we could have more power over our regions. So they're kind of latching onto it as a political cause. Yeah. So he's sort
like Henry VIII eventually did. It's all
very similar. Yeah. So, and I should say, actually, we're going to deal with the English Reformation when we do Henry VIII, which is coming up this summer.
Yeah, separate thing.
It's a separate thing. So anyway, at Worms, Luther's like, I don't want to go.
Yeah,
because you're blatantly going to do what you did to Goose and burn me.
Goosed.
And so 1520, Luther eventually goes, okay, yeah, I will go to the diet. And I think he, doesn't he go there Christ-like? Doesn't he sort of walk there with barefoot with followers? And he's kind of mimicking Christ.
Doesn't he?
He's very consciously...
It's like a salt walk.
Sort of like a salt walk, but he's consciously mimicking Christ on that, whatever march Christ does. So he gets guaranteed safe passage, and then at the diet, Luther they basically like, did you write this?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they say,
what of it?
Yeah, and what?
And what?
And what, mate? But they say, do you stand by your arguments? And then he says,
give me a sec.
Give me a minute. I just need to go to the toilet. And then he takes a day of
Which is
prayer.
kind of awesome way to be asked a question and be like, can I have a couple of days?
Give me a day or so. I'll get back to you. So he says he's going to take a day of prayer before answering the second.
Are you saying it's like the viral Russell Brand moment?
Yeah. Rustling.
What? You think he's just there, just going through? I mean, that is absolutely extraordinary television. Have you watched the whole thing?
You've got to give Piers his flowers. I mean, that's an unbelievable moment there.
It is. Morgan's got him there.
And also Morgan having the kind of instincts to let that sit. The man who interrupts people more than anyone in TV, knowing this is the
not interrupt. Oh, it's extraordinary.
It's incredible.
Hilarious that he interrupts any woman ever. And then a serial rapist, give him, here's the floor, please. Don't interrupt a man while he's looking for a Bible verse. Don't interrupt a man.
Complete silence.
What's that? A woman complaining? Excuse me. No, I've got an opinion to say. Yeah, but that was that. Yeah, the Brand Morgan interview. If you've not seen it, the whole thing's extraordinary.
I haven't watched the whole thing. I've only seen
it's
clips.
Joyous. He's throwing every word he knows out there, all of them,
back against the wall.
Fucking
chucking
shitting
a
out.
fucking thesaurus at everyone.
Yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, so Luther takes a day of prayer before answering the second question, which is, do you stand by all this stuff? And then he comes back the next day, and I think he's literally, there's a council of whatever bishops or I don't know. They're all like the Star Wars people,
right?
They're in the cloaks,
right. Yeah.
And the Emperor Charles V is there, and he says, "Unless I am convinced by the testimony of the Scriptures, I am bound by the Scriptures I've quoted, and my conscience is captive to the Word of God. I cannot and will not recant anything, since it is neither safe nor right to go against conscience." So he's basically the first person to bring up the idea of a conscience.
Yes.
Because there's an argument that Luther starts individualism.
Yes, very much so.
So he's the first person who goes to the church and says...
also having morality being based on an internal idea as opposed to being told to you by a church.
It's the first person who ever said, I'm going to speak my truth.
My truth, my lived experience.
Yeah.
That's very
It's
Protestant.
the birth of identity politics.
Interesting. The idea of a bound conscience. The notion that an individual's conscience informed by scripture is superior to the authority of the church council.
So he didn't invent the concept of conscience, but he basically elevates it to be on a par with anything the Catholic Church does.
Which is very radical.
Hugely radical.
Yeah.
He says at this Diet of Worms, "Here I stand, I can do no other." This shatters the Catholic worldview.
Yeah.
So he's basically stood up to the Holy Roman Emperor. So then Luther kind of escapes, sort of, because Charles V, or maybe
Seize him.
Maybe
Was
they,
it like that?
Like Lord Farquhar. Yeah. Seize him.
God, seize him.
Nah. But I think actually the Diet ends and then they all go home, and then later Charles V releases the Edict of Worms, which declares that Luther's an outlaw who needs to be arrested.
Because I think they take time to try and process what he said.
Yeah, they must do. Yeah. They go home and blow up.
But they should have killed him.
They should have.
It's crazy they didn't.
But they say he's an outlaw, he needs to be arrested, charged with heresy, his works are banned. It is a crime for anyone to help him, and it is legal for anyone to kill him.
Which is an interesting way of doing it, because have they put a hit out on him, or they just said, if you kill him, you're fine?
But if you give him safe passage, you're a criminal.
Right, yeah.
Interesting.
Be interesting to do that. It's because no one does that nowadays, that it's legal for anyone to kill someone. Because this is saying it's not like legal for law enforcement to kill Luther. Like any old fucking farmer.
Well, it's citizen's arrest.
Yeah.
It's that guy who tried to...
It would be kind of fun that if there was people like that.
Well, there are people like that. They try to citizens arrest Tony Blair every day. There's the guy...
Yeah, but it's not legal to kill him.
No, that
is If they made it so it was like, if you fancied killing someone, you had a complete...
What? But
it's like the purge, but for one person.
Is this Keir Starmer?
I don't know, whoever.
Keir Starmer says it's legal to kill
what, like one person?
One person.
Yeah.
Or whoever. Andy
Get
Blair.
out your system.
Yeah. So, in order to protect him, his sponsor, Frederick III, gets him kidnapped by men dressed as bandits. And so Luther gets taken to Wartburg Castle in Eisenach.
So Friedrich keeps him alive and protects him because Friedrich wants the devolution of power from the Pope.
But also he's a star academic and he doesn't want the university to be disgraced.
Right.
So yeah.
Because it is surprising that the most powerful forces in Europe don't kill Luther.
But this is also, I think at this time, maybe the Spain are at war with the French.
Yeah.
Or something, and there's the Aztec stuff going on. The Emperor,
so there's a lot going on.
I mean, he's stressed. He's waking up with a black eye. He's grinding his jaw so much.
Yeah.
So Charles V can't really deal with it, and also he doesn't have any direct control over the Holy Roman Empire. This is why this didn't happen in Czechoslovakia with Hus. Because they didn't have that local power
in Saxony.
So Martin Luther goes into hiding at a castle. Castle Wartburg, Wartburg Castle, and this is where look, we're doing our best to stay off poo.
Yeah, this is what I was reading the plan. I was like, in general, we've had meetings where we're like, look, it's too easy to talk about shit. There's obviously been moments where we've had to talk about it for a while, but in general, we need to aim higher as a podcast. We cannot keep being lost in the realms of shit. But sadly, the historic relevance of shit, we found ourselves once again having to do probably another 25 minutes on the shit.
We are a Protestant podcast. Okay, we are all caked in shit, and it's fine. Okay,
so just so you know, we are trying to move away from shit.
We can't just
for this
talk.
episode, we do have to talk about shit a lot.
We can't just talk to a priest about pooing ourselves and then suddenly we're free from shitting.
No.
Okay?
No.
This is Luther's great thing. We're all in the gutter.
I have a poo.
If you like. Is that Martin Luther King saying he needs to go to the toilet?
Yes.
Anyway, so he goes into hiding, and this is where he kind of goes mad. He grows a beard, and bear in mind he has been. He has been. He's
an intense guy.
He's an intense guy. He's obsessed with his own bowel movements.
Yes.
He's
very much like Gandhi. Very
similar to Gandhi. He's also. It seems like his go-to analogy when he doesn't like something is to call it like shit. So he's calling the Catholic Church like, oh, well, your guys are all really pooey.
Poopy pants.
Do you mean the poop rather than the Pope?
Yeah.
And he's like Beethoven's brothering it, like
Yeah.
the great poop in Rome. Yeah. So he's quoted as saying that he was in the sewer when he realized that spiritual salvation was achieved through faith rather than deeds and actions. He was constantly constipated. Now, while he's in exile, he is basically on the toilet the whole time.
Which it must shape, a lot of his work shapes the Reformation,
Yes.
is his concept. It's hard to know how much is actual philosophical conscience and how much is the second brain, as we know now.
You're right.
So
it is the gut.
which brain was he writing with, the first or second brain? I don't know. I feel the kind of misunderstanding of kind of you need ferments, you need kefir and stuff like that. This is probably the frustration is where a lot of this writing was coming from.
But I don't. So hang on, just talk me through the extrapolation of Protestant theology from being constipated.
Well, if you look at the fury and anger of his writings, because he's holed away, hiding in a basement.
Yeah.
All he's got is a printing press, and he's just sending out mad things. The frustration of being constipated, not seeing anyone, that colours the type of writing he's doing and the intensity of the writing.
Yes.
And that means that the flame of the Reformation spreads a lot further because of how intense and heavy the writing he is.
I suppose it's keeping things inside, isn't it? Much like me just grinding my jaw to my face exploded.
Yeah.
I just don't let it out.
Yeah.
Bottle it up.
But he's writing from the toilet.
Yes, he is writing from the toilet. Yeah. So he invents individualism
Yeah,
from...
much like Gandhi, he's doing test cricket sessions on the toilet, and he is saying revolutionary thought that comes to him. He has divine inspiration on the toilet.
Yeah. He's obsessed with poo.
Yeah.
So, he does go mad when he's in the castle. Now, while he's doing this, he's translating the Bible from the original Greek into German.
I'm just saying, maybe if he wasn't constipated, he might have forgiven the Catholic Church, or
yeah, he might have
maybe
gone out for
it's actually right.
I
I just needed the shit.
Yeah. That would be mad.
Yeah, I thought it was the God and devil trying, because he also keeps having visions of the devil. And he keeps thinking, because it's such a superstitious age, he's feeling all these things. He sees a black dog, he thinks that's the devil, he chucks it out the fucking window.
He does chuck a dog out the window.
Yeah, he defenestrates
a dog.
You know, and I think he probably just interprets this gut feeling, this must be the devil trying to... But if he had cleared out his bowels, he might have been like, oh, it's brilliant.
So what, so it'd be like that being called the diet of worms in your poo?
Yeah.
He'd
be like, oh, I don't know why I was so angry.
Sorry guys, sorry.
Yeah,
I just really needed a poo.
You're not you when you need a shit.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
The sort of
so he's in the castle. He thinks he sees the devil everywhere. The devil's in his bowels. He does, as we said, chuck a dog out a window.
But he had no choice.
No, he was backed into a corner.
Is that the new phrase for pooing?
I don't know if it's a euphemism. I think he actually chucked
he does actually chuck a dog out a window.
But I think that's symbolic of his frustration that he can't chuck all his poo out his arse.
Oh, you think it's a cipher for
I think it's a Freudian thing where the idea, he sees it as representing the shit and he throws it out the window.
Right, yeah.
Because that's what he wants. He wants to defenestrate his shit out his arse.
Because this is what's the opposite of Imodium? Laxative. It's pre-laxative.
Pre-laxative.
We should place this, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
The Diet of Worms is in 1521.
Yeah. So keep it German. It's so this is before we Basball Dresden.
Yeah.
Which is in Saxony.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Before Dresden got taken to the cleaners.
Yeah. And it's after Caesar holocausted the Saxons in Saxony.
Did he?
Yeah.
You're saying there is
another Holocaust, the Celtic Holocaust.
How many are we talking?
It's pretty big.
1 million?
1 million.
I don't know about that. A million's such a big number.
So,
60 BC?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. I don't know about that. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so we're in 1521, betwixt the Holocausts.
Yep.
Yeah. Lovely. That's the name of my new book.
Between the Holocaust and Saxony, yeah.
Between the Holocausts. So he's thrown a dog out a window. He's writing constantly. He's translating the Bible into German.
Scatology.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean?
That's poo.
Is it?
Yeah.
But I was thinking, no, that's
scatting.
Oh, right.
But funnily enough, scatology is obsession with poo.
Are there any courses in scatology?
Well, Charlie's a scatologist. He's a professional scatologist. Or a coprologist. Yeah. Now, coprology is filth. Is that fucking poo? What's fucking poo?
Fucking poo is Charlie's Native American name.
Of course it is. Yeah, fucking poo. No, but you can also... What's funny is that scatology is obsession with poo, but eschatology is obsession with the end times, the religious end times.
They're quite close.
They are quite close, yeah. So if you're an eschatologist, you're talking about the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And if you're a scatologist, you're talking about the apocalypse. Yes?
What if you're a scatologist?
You're a scat. You're an.
You're
right.
you
The end
You believe
times.
the end times is
will drown in poo.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. You believe that when you go to the toilet and poo, the world will end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's save our poo talk for the immense amount of quotes we got coming up as well.
Yeah, that's
We've got
true.
a lot coming
But
up.
just to be very clear, because
Yeah.
we need to make sure that everyone's on our side. Coprophilia is the psychological term for a sexual fetish involving feces. Coprophagia is the specific act of consuming feces.
Copro.
So you're a coprophagist.
Copro. Copro.
GoPro.
It's co-production. Scatophilia refers to sexual pleasure derived from feces, often used in the phrase scat play.
Scat play. Scat play does just sounds too jazzy for what you're
Well,
doing.
it is pretty jazzy.
Boop,
It's
skin
pretty
it up.
jazzy. There's no structure to it.
Yeah.
But again, that is all Catholic stuff,
Yeah.
personally. We are in the missionary-only world. Okay? Doggy is the devil.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? Reverse cowgirl is the devil. It's just about missionary.
Yeah. Get it done.
Get it done.
And do it with don't do it like
Yeah.
do it like you're doing your taxes. Be as bored.
Yeah. Also, the female orgasm is Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, if we're being Calvinist about this, it's just for procreation.
Yeah.
So he's a grumpy old poo guy stuck in a castle, chucking dogs out the windows. He also, now does he marry when he's in the castle? Charlie. Tell the listeners what you just put on the screen. Tell the listeners what you just put on the screen.
A man called Simon packs shit into condoms and fucks and sucks them, and that's. I mean, I don't
No,
think we
put
can't
it
show
back
that. We can't show that.
Charlie. It's absolutely disgusting, Charlie.
I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah, that is awful. I think he's in a car as well. Who's letting him in the car?
We've got actual historical shit to deal with. Let's not bring up pictures of shit on Reddit. We've got enough.
Sorry, that's one guy, 3 shits, isn't it? That's one guy, 3 cups of shit.
Come on.
Charlie,
Charlie, get it off.
Charlie,
Get
get rid of
Get
it.
it
Get rid
off.
of it. Get rid of it. So Martin Luther is in the car. Sorry, I'm gonna be sick. Martin Luther marries Katharina von Bora. So he's a former monk and she's a former nun. Okay, let the dog see the rabbit. Let's have a look at Catherine von Bora. Let's have a look at her.
Let's see how Von Boring she is.
This is the original Ava Brown. Let's have a look at her.
You're a bit of Von Bora last night. Fucking hell.
I don't hate it.
It's not too bad. She's got a devilish knowing look.
Oh, lovely. I actually, for the age, I think
Yeah.
I think she's a bit of a smoke show.
Yeah.
So while he's in there, while he's hiding, obviously the Pope is supposedly trying to find him. Quote, Luther says, almost every night when I wake up, the devil is there and wants to dispute with me. I've come to this conclusion. When the argument that the Christian is without the law and above the law doesn't help, I instantly chase him away with the fart. He calls the Pope's teachings farts out of his stinking belly.
Basically, if he ever has an argument in his head about Catholicism, he farts it away.
I think he means the devil is constipating him.
Right.
And so him farting
Is an
like
act of defiance.
against the devil.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
The elimination is so hard that I'm forced to press with all my strength, even to the point of
So
perspiration.
he's sweating on the toilet trying to do a poo. If it was mixed with blood, then there was a relief and almost a pleasure in pooing. So that I was often inclined to defecate. And if it was touched with the finger, it itched pleasurably. He's talking about...
And the blood flowed, but it's also like, Martin, why are
talking
you
about-
telling us this?
He's talking about scratching his piles.
Yeah, but Martin, why are you right? Is he printing pressing this?
I think he is.
Is this
These are
being
his diaries.
Is this being put into the printing press?
And the Protestant reformers are like, I just...
his
Martin,
diary?
Martin, so I suppose...
I guess we shouldn't be reading Martin's diary.
No, we shouldn't be reading his diary.
Dear devil, I have shat in my pants and breeches. Hang them on your neck and wipe your mouth with them.
Is this what Anne Frank's diary is about? I've not read that one. Is she talking about this? Anyway, yeah, he's going mad.
Yeah.
Right, pooing in a castle. He's married Catherine von Bora, and his friends say that he's just irritable and he's getting gout a lot.
Yeah.
Listen, a 16th century German diet
Yeah.
is not one that would...
It's stodgy. I mean,
Yeah.
we were talking about loose stools on the Gandhi episode. This is some of the firmest stools you can get.
While he's in there, the Reformation, he's kind of like set... set something in train. So I can't remember the names, but there are these guys that basically start a kind of their own like violent Reformation in and around Wittenberg. And this leads to the German Peasant War of 1525, where these movements are inspired by Luther, and they're actually much more radical than Luther.
In what sense?
They start toppling statues. This is the first statue topplers.
Yeah.
Topplers? Statue topplers.
Yeah.
They're like tearing out of churches. They're tearing down idols. They're more kind of towards Calvin than Luther. Luther actually isn't that boring. No. Right? He still believes in bread and wine. He just doesn't like the political organisation of the church.
He just likes the match of boringness.
Yeah.
He's simply but what I find about the Reformation is it's not like, often with these revolutionaries, they have like a figure who's the figurehead, who's the revolutionary, and there's like a cult of personality. He just gets it going, and then everyone's doing their own thing, and it breaks into a million different pieces.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have like a focal point in the same way.
Well, this is Judean People's Front, isn't it? Because suddenly, once he ultimately breaks the monopoly the church has on like authority, everyone starts coming out of the woodwork. So these guys in Wittenberg, the Zwickau prophets, they preach ideas like adult baptism and the equality of all men. Yeah. Right. So this is communist filth. This is Google.
Adult diapers sort of stuff.
Adult diapers, exactly. And so the Wittenberg town council asked Luther to return in order to calm the revolts.
So adult baptism, which we'll get onto a lot when we talk about the Amish, which is that's quite interesting because that's basically saying that you need to be an adult so you can consent to your own baptism.
It's like Russell Brand. He was baptized as an adult.
Right, yeah. But then he doesn't...
Because ironically, he needed to consent to the baptism. Yeah, so this is the idea that you should go willingly into what you're doing. So Wittenberg, Luther returns to Wittenberg in secret in March 1522, and he tries to banish the Zwickau prophets and work with the authorities to restore
prophets, that's
order.
A good band name.
Zwickau.
Yeah.
But the problem is that all the new, more radical Protestants, they think Luther's going to lead them. Why is Ian Watkins on the screen?
The prophets, the lost prophets.
Lost prophets.
That's why.
The lost Protestants.
He got killed the other day, didn't he?
He got killed in October.
A year ago,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Minute silence.
For Ian.
Friend of the pod. Right, so not the Zwickau... the Zwickau prophets, not the lost prophets. Right. Yeah, sorry, I can see what happened there. Yeah. Anyway, Luther banishes the Zwickau prophets, who were radical, but I suppose, not as radical as some of Ian Watkins' ideas.
This is where it's ended up, you know.
Go on, unpack that one. Go on, take us from the 95 Theses to Ian Watkins. No, I'd like to see the working.
It's your own truth, isn't it?
Yeah, is that how
your own relationship, you know?
He was framing it? Is that how he was framing it?
I don't know. Or was he like, yeah?
I think it was more like, fuck you, man.
Which is Protestant.
It is. No, hang on.
I'll explain.
Go on.
I wanted to get onto this actually, but I might as well talk about it now. But being an emo is Protestant. This is the long road to fuck you, mum.
Yeah, to be fair, Ian Watkins wasn't saying fuck you, mum.
He was saying yes, but he had his own interpretation on the text.
Right, I see. Okay.
He read between the lines.
I think he misunderstood crucially. I think he was a violently misunderstood man.
But no culture treats their parents with more anger than a Protestant culture. Everywhere around the world, be it Africa, China, South America, the Mediterranean, you're taught to respect your parents and to not question it. But in Protestant countries, you're taught to say, fuck you, mum.
Fuck you, mum.
Because all the kind of, where are you? That is
you're right.
Protestant
You are
angst.
Yes.
You know, Hamlet is a very Protestant character in many ways. This you're dealing with your own consciousness and like your own relationship with these things. That's not a Catholic thing. It's basically saying I fucking hate my family. Ugh. Like that is, you know.
Yeah, you can't do that in
it doesn't really work in the cultures. It's about getting around the table together as one collective unit. But here it's like, no one understands me.
Yeah, they're in the bedroom.
They don't get me.
Yeah, self-harm is Protestant, I suppose.
Very much so.
Yeah, you're right. I still don't really like the idea that me and Watkins are cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, well, you know.
Where was
Different
Watkins?
sides of the same
He's
cloth.
born in Wales. Okay, fine. Fine. He's Welsh.
Yes.
So, anyway, let's get back to the German Peasant War.
Yeah.
Rather than the war that Watkins had with his own
Cunty
desires.
mugshot.
Sorry?
You got a very cunty mugshot.
I think that's the least of his crimes.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Can we get him off, please?
Yeah, come on, Charlie. Come on. Don't know what's worse, just the amount of Watkins we've had on the screen or a man eating 3 poos in the condom. Anyway, so now he's trying to keep the peace, but this is what's interesting is that this is essentially a, Luther's sort of a moderate conservative. So it's a social revolution by a moderate conservative.
Right, yeah.
Right. So he's basically saying he's trying to keep the peace.
Yeah.
And yet he's let loose this sort of people who want to go much further.
Yes, yeah.
The revolts basically kick off, and this is the largest popular uprising in Europe before the French Revolution.
Really?
Yeah. So there are these guys called Thomas Munzer.
Yeah, all the names are brilliant.
And Andreas Karlstadt. Now Luther says these guys is the work of the devil. And he comes
Even
out.
though they're Protestant.
Yeah, but they're too far. They've gone too far. This is,
But this is woke Twitter culture, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is.
Eating itself, they're not real. They they
Labour,
don't
the
fit that
Greens.
exact thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Luther comes out against the uprisings, and many of the rebels then leave the movement. But then there's these massive battles between the kind of authorities, the Holy Roman princes, and these rebels led by Munster and Karlstadt. And there's the Battle of Frankenhausen in May 1525, which I think is the inspiration for the biggest painting in the world. Is that right? The biggest painting ever.
He's gone for it.
I've gone for it. I think
He's hung himself out to. He's left his belly open.
Oh, here we go. No, it's the Peasants' War Panorama, the largest oil painting in the world. It depicts the 1525 Battle of Frankenhausen with over 3,000 figures. And it's an East German painting. It's an East German painting because East Germany, during the GDR, they try and claim Munster and Karlstadt as proto-communists.
Yes, well, there is a link, I do feel, between Luther and Marx and a lot of these ideas, the purity. If you think about the communist aesthetic,
yes,
there's something quite Protestant. Luxuries, like there's a huge. The fact that they're both German.
Brutalism. Yeah, definitely. So Luther comes out against the uprisings and they get defeated. And so then after the uprising, Luther, so peace returns. That's when he marries Bora.
Yeah.
And he starts a new church known as the Lutheran Church. So
and the Lutheran Church, it takes off in Sweden. Like, where's the Lutheran Church today? Sweden?
North Germany and Scandinavia.
Yeah. Because we don't really seem to have Lutheran stuff here. You don't hear that said.
We're Calvinists, and we'll get into what that is next episode. Yeah. But Lutheran is this. So part of the reason, like Scandinavia, is so kind of always on a level. Do you know what I mean? Temperate.
Yeah.
They're also they're more happy with a sense. They have a more sense of communalism than the sort of rabid individualists of Britain and America.
It's true. But so I got a Swedish friend, and he said that the Swedish mindset is different. If you look at any society, there's like, you kind of can have 2 or 3 things, which is the sense of you're all together as one state, you're all together as one family, and the individual, right? And I think in like Italy, it's not as much about the state, it's about the family. Yeah. But basically in Sweden, it's about the individual and the state. You're collective as a state, but not as a family.
Yes.
So that's where they're kind of different. Is they have, most of them live alone. They don't have like a big family sense, but they are collective as a state.
Here, we're fuck the government, fuck the family,
fuck you, mum, fuck you, Keir Starmer.
Fuck you, mum, fuck you, Keir Starmer, fuck you, Sadiq. Like that's us, right?
Yeah.
And America's even more so.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So Scandinavia, like social democracy in Scandinavia. That's why I always find it funny when people are like, "Oh, why can't Americans? Like, why can't we just be like Scandinavia?"
The Nordic model.
Yeah, you are different breeds of humans.
Yes,
you think differently.
Yeah,
like you just 2 different types.
It's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
No.
So now Luther has set in train the Reformation, and we're going to carry on the Reformation story next episode. But what happens to Luther is that he, much like Gandhi, there's sort of a stop clock element to him in that he had this initial zealous, sort of righteous anger that was very captivating, and he was sort of this Peterson-esque firebrand. But then he keeps writing. Yes. When it's similar to, like, if he died, then maybe he'd be revered like Bill Hicks.
Eminem, if he died after his third, maybe fourth album, greatest rapper of all time, he lived to do maybe 5 more kind of quite mediocre albums, and he's sort of diminishing his own obituary.
If Bill Hicks hadn't died, he would just be Joe Rogan. And yet he's revered now.
Yeah, George Carlin's last 5 specials were pretty poor. Like,
the
back end was...
Yeah, but there's still some great stuff in there. Yeah. Anyway, so... now, all this is happening, by the way, in the context of the Turks being very close to Christendom. We should have said that last episode, but part of the reason for the Luther's success is that it feels like the end times because the church is so corrupt, and the Ottoman Turks are encroaching
the fall
on
of Constantinople. Was that 14?
Yeah, Constantinople fell
14 something.
Now. He believes that the Ottoman Turks had been sent by God to punish Christians.
Interesting.
To bring on an apocalypse. And after reading a Latin translation of the Quran, Luther publishes several works on what he calls Mohammedanism.
Well, that sounds like Britain First talking about what's happened to London.
Tajikistan's Mohammedanism.
Yeah.
He said Islam is a tool of the devil, not my words.
Right.
Okay. But which should be left mainly alone.
Interesting.
And he was against the ban on the Quran to allow it to be scrutinised. That is interesting.
Yeah.
What did he think
He's quite
about
a moderate man?
What did he think about the burqa? What did Luther
says leave it so we can scrutinise it?
Yes.
You should be allowed to make fun of it, but you should not ban it. That's what he probably thought.
What did Luther think about the burkini?
I think the burkini would be so many steps that it would blow his... He might actually find he passes a bowel movement.
If he sees a woman in a burkini. I quite like the burkini for men.
Right, okay, go on.
There were definitely periods of my life, such as when I was hovering behind Emma Watson.
Eras.
Like when I was hovering behind Emma Watson like Gavin Plum. Okay, there was eras where I would have really liked a burkini to go swimming in.
For modesty.
Okay? Because I've said this before. The straightest men there are, they don't go topless ever. They wear skin-tight wetsuits when they're in the pool that make them look more naked. But it's about modesty. It's about giving their wife a chance to not get too horny.
Not letting other women who are not your wife see your,
that's for
your
my
naked
wife.
body.
My disgusting, flabby, soft-belly torso is for my wife. It's not for these random tourists. I would have appreciated that.
Yeah.
Since the great stretching, since my personal trainer.
Was that in 1054? No, that was the Great Schism.
The Great Schism was 1054.
The Great Stretching
was probably it's probably about 2006.
Right. Okay.
Since the Great Stretching, since my personal trainer Tyreek has helped me get up the stairs, I am now much more comfortable being topless in a pool environment. But there was an era of my life where I would have very, very greatly liked a burkini.
So, out of empathy for a younger self and for other young fat tailors about.
Yeah. I don't think Muslim women should wear them. I think Christian fatties should.
Right.
Okay? That's my position on the burkini. Sure. Anyway, so, Luther's... But to be fair, I don't know how much... When people are like, he had complicated views on Muslims, everyone at the time had... People have complicated views on Muslims now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're two entirely different worldviews, right?
But are people trying to cancel Luther for...
No, what we're about to do...
I don't know if
what we're about to go through
in the 1500s, I don't know if you can...
Yeah.
Has he got?
He's not being like, this is fucking Saxonistan. Fucking Germanistan these days. You can't drive around Saxony. You can't drive a fucking Ford Transit around Saxony now. You're fucking Sharia Ules. No, he's not going on about that. But we get to probably his most controversial writings. He wrote several things about the Jews, which when you said about anyone, you think it's never going to be love letters, is it? Is there anyone who's like got some writings on the Jews that have not
from
led,
the 1500s?
That have not, no, just ever. Anyone's ever written about the Jews? Is it ever good?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Is it ever complimentary?
Let's pull the Band-Aid off. What's he saying?
He calls for the burning of all synagogues and to exile all Jews.
Right.
In his work entitled, quote, On the Jews and Their Lives.
And he was considered a moderate at the time.
Well, yes, he's just got the searing clarity of Errol Musk. So he targets the Anabaptists, which is later becomes the Amish, and Catholics, but it's primarily an anti-Semitic work because the Nazis, they referred to the work as one of the most, quote, radically anti-Semitic things to be published ever.
Wait.
But they're saying that as if it's a good thing.
Right.
Okay.
But if they're saying that's anti-Semitic, that's...
They're
they're
like,
bringing that up.
fucking chill out, mate.
Christ, I mean, I agree, but woof.
And that's the Nazi Party newspaper, which is called Der Stürmer, which is not Keir Starmer. Which I can already see that will be a riff that some people will comment on. Was it Keir Stürmer? Oberkommandant Keir Stürmer. Anyway, so it was displayed in a glass case at the Nuremberg rallies, and that specific work was given to the editor of Der Stürmer as a birthday present in 1937. Much like, you know, there are Patreon members who send me Nazi memorabilia that they stumbled across. I do have them.
Relics.
I do have them. Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
you are. You're becoming into.
I am getting into
Hitler's farts.
Hitler's farts in a jar.
Hitler's bathwater.
I do. There are some relics that I am interested in, but again, this is, you know, it's like Protestant relics are World War II bullets and spent casings. Because that's our religion.
But I'll get into this more, but I was listening to an interesting podcast that was saying basically how this country's Protestantism has really died down in the last 50, 60 years to the point where it's blended a lot with Catholicism, right?
With Anglicanism,
to the point,
I guess, yeah.
Well, I think loads of fixtures of British life are becoming more Catholic in ways that they would have never been 50 years ago. For example...
Gay pride.
When Princess Diana died, the outpouring of emotion, the... deifying her as a saint, the relics, and all of the teapots, all of that was
kitsch.
A very Catholic response,
very Catholic,
and wouldn't have happened 50 years earlier.
No,
so it's more that the Protestant philosophy is definitely dwindling a lot.
Well, listen, the whole mental health thing, therapy, right, is
Catholic,
is confession for Protestants.
Fuck, damn,
isn't it?
Cooking.
You go and talk to a box.
Don't call it that.
or whatever. It's Protestant. You know, they're selling therapy as if it's some new thing. It's just confession, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck.
But it's for people.
But it's been done with a Freudian scientific background, so you feel more alright about it. It's not,
exactly.
It's not spiritual.
No, but it's trying to unpack. Because,
it's scientific.
No, because a Protestant has sinned, like, from birth. That's Luther says it's impossible for us to get our way out of sin, right? So what confession therapy does, if it's confession, is go, well, this is your original trauma, this is your backstory, this is your childhood trauma, you didn't pass your anal stage.
This is your villain origin story.
Yeah, exactly. And so that is, whereas a Catholic would go, oh yeah, today I goosed a woman and I'm sorry. And he goes, yeah, you're free. And he goes, okay, brilliant. All right, I'll probably go and do it again then. Because he's not looking to be cured.
No.
He's just looking for a pass.
And he's also like, I've been a fucking bad boy. There's a horniness to it.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like it's behind the Catholic drama. You know, these things. There's a cinematic nature. The veil between you and the box, and it's just like, I've sinned, Father. Are you going to punish me for being such a bad boy?
And they do.
And they do. And they kind of love it.
There's a lot of institutionalized paedophilia in the Catholic Church.
Is there?
Yes. But the way you were talking about it was that you were sort of victim blaming by going, I've been a bad boy. So, yeah. Anyway. Yes, you're right. Princess Diana's the grief was
It's a Catholic response.
It is.
The country is,
and she's British. What are you doing? Her name wasn't fucking Diana.
Yeah.
He also talks about what he wants to happen to the Jews is them all to be burned. He is sort of thinking about the Holocaust, like at a time before that's even a thing.
Yeah, he's a very modern thinker.
And Hitler basically, you know, because Hitler's trying to create, as we said in the last episode, a Germany that is like feels like a country more than it is. Because when Hitler's in power in Germany, Germany is what, 40 years old, something like that, 50 years old. He's trying to tie Luther into the German story, and Luther's basically sort of like firing out ideas for.
He's firing a lot out.
He is.
Well, he's not firing a lot of shit out. That's the problem.
No,
a lot of ideas, but
yeah. So he
a stall a year.
He lays the intellectual seeds for Hitler's anti-Semitism.
Damn.
Anyway.
And this is your favourite guy ever, right?
I think this is the greatest man ever. Yeah. The proto-Hitler who couldn't poo.
Yeah.
In 1933, the Nazis celebrated, quote, German Luther Day to link the Protestant Reformation with the Nazi Revolution. But well, you've snookered me there. Phoebe, you've snookered me. All right? You've got me.
A threesome with two beautiful women.
Luther and Hitler. Rock hard place. I couldn't choose between them. Why can't we just all marry each other as a three?
But so the Nazis were not a religious movement, though, and they didn't tie religion in that much.
No, but as Tom Holland says on our Disabled Sister podcast, or rather our Able-Bodied Sister podcast, Luther's train of thought leads to atheism.
Yes.
Because if your own relationship with the God is that you think it's bollocks, but that's what you think and that's your conscience, then that's the most important thing. Yeah. So you think it's bollocks.
The logical endpoint of the Reformation is atheism.
It's Ricky Gervais.
Because and that's why there's more Protestant countries are far more atheist than Catholic countries.
Yes.
And eventually why Catholicism will far outlast the Protestant Revolution in 1,000 years' time, I suspect.
You say that, but Ireland is essentially Protestant now. I mean, gay people can get married, and you know you can't kill babies.
That's a small country, though. If you think about the power of the Pope,
I mean, what even is Ireland now? You can kill babies. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Ireland's one example, but I think that because Protestantism it breaks off into these small little sects. Those sects don't have the history and tradition and the staying power that the Catholic Church does. Now, when you have the new election of the Pope and there's this celebration of the thousands of years history, it's a church that thinks in centuries, not in decades. I think as a through line to the past, that's made it so strong. Whereas you got Amish, you got Methodists, you got like this is all sort of fading away, and also people have lost conviction because there's no rituals or tradition in these churches. It's about your own relationship.
Well, it's just therapy now, isn't it?
It's just therapy, but also you don't need God anymore with Protestantism.
No.
You don't really need him because you're constantly, it's a constant act of stripping away things that corrupt your relationship with God, get rid of all the stained glass windows, get rid of all of that, and eventually it's like, might as well get rid of God.
Exactly.
I've got rid of everything else.
Fuck him off.
But because there's no rituals, it doesn't have the sense of tradition, and I think eventually that will mean the Protestant countries will just be atheist, and the Catholic sense of tradition will maintain, still exist far longer.
But they're also probably going to outbreed us.
I love this.
They will not replace us.
I love this sort of level of like right wing where it's like it's great.
It's a great replacement about Catholics.
About Catholics. It's not even.
No, it's about the wrong type of white.
That's how niche it is.
It's white on white violence, and we must fight back against the Catholic menace.
The great replacement.
He thinks priests, to be fair to him, again, he's thinking of the Holocaust before that's even a thing. Okay, he thinks all Catholic priests are sodomites. Again, this man is a prophet. He writes.
He's getting visions on the toilet.
He is.
He's psychedelically constipated.
Yeah, he is. He's pooing so hard that he's on mushrooms, right? He writes that cardinals are trying, quote, not to keep as many boys in the future, but that it was well known how openly and shamelessly the Pope and cardinals in Rome practice sodomy.
Fucking hell.
Cook King.
Damn.
He's firing off warnings 500 years ago.
Shit.
All right?
It's an open secret.
It's an open secret. Luther, I mean, how much more of open can you get as an open secret?
Yeah.
So Martin Luther ultimately dies in 1546, and one of his final words that he says to his wife is...
This is beautiful, this one.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is, I think...
Because he's a great writer.
He is, and he's an eloquent man.
Yeah.
And he's, he's very articulate. This is his final words, quote, I'm like a ripe stool and the world's like a gigantic anus. And so we're about to let go of each other. Listen,
I've heard his early stuff.
Guys, Protestant poetry's not good. All right? I've never said it is. I don't understand poetry, okay? Because I'm Protestant. Protestants can't handle subtext.
I actually disagree with you on that, though.
Go on.
Because Protestant art, where it is good, is non-visual art. Because it's not about the aesthetics. Catholic art...
Tracy Emin doing a poo on the floor.
Yeah, that's Protestant art. But it's not just that. It's all about literacy and reading the Bible.
Yeah.
So they're more literate cultures and more poetic cultures, the Protestant cultures, because America, Britain, Scandinavia, it's a more about the written word.
Yes.
As opposed to when you go
the oral
to
tradition.
More as opposed to going to a church, hearing Latin and seeing these beautiful images, which leads to a more visual culture.
Yes.
So I'd say that's actually a split.
Can you try and say it as beautifully as you can? Like, how can he say it how can he polish the turd of that as his final words? Say it as kind of
So he's on his deathbed.
emphatically as you possibly can.
In a German accent?
Yeah.
I'm like a ripe stool and the world's like a gigantic anus. And so we're about to let go of each other.
I mean, it's romantic.
It is romantic. This is a Protestant man trying to be romantic.
But it just seems like he's been trying to have one shit for 30 years. And it feels like he knows that finally he's going to have that shit and he will leave this mortal coil. This is like the end of his... He's done that poo. His job here is done.
My work is done. Rather than saying, I think you should give that 10 minutes, he goes, my work here is done, and he just dies.
Fades away.
He ascends to heaven. Go on, what have you found, Charlie? Read it out.
The longest anyone's gone without pooing is 45 days from 2013, involving a 28-year-old woman.
Where's she from?
She is from the north of England.
Really?
North of England?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it?
That's good stuff.
These severe instances often require surgical intervention for, quote, fecal mass removal.
What, do you have a fucking cesarean?
Christ. C-section for a poo is you've really lost life, I would say. I don't want to diet shame anyone. You know, I've been through my own struggles. But if you're having to have an elective C-section for a poo, you're a fucking idiot. All right? You really...
Yeah, and you should be ashamed that you've had to put the doctors through that, because these surgeons should
How am I paying for that on the NHS? I mean, that's an argument for private healthcare. Christ. Pooper. Jesus Christ. Awful. So Luther dies with his touching last words about how he's finally going to have a poo. He believed he maybe died of a stroke or a heart attack. But he lives to 62, which is pretty old for pretty good innings for 1546. Now the Reformation that he's set in trail carries on, but in 1555 a fragile peace is signed, the Peace of Augsburg. And this is an attempt to prevent more religious conflict between Catholics and Lutherans. It formally divides the Holy Roman Empire into Catholic and Lutheran states, and it's the first time where you ever say, hey, there's a Latin phrase for it, but it's your state, your religion. So you practice whatever religion you want. So if you live in Bavaria and your prince is Catholic, you're Catholic. That's why Catholic. That's
in
what
your
Bavaria's
head,
Catholic.
do you think Germany's a Protestant country?
Well, it is, but it has these southern
But it's there's
Austrian
slightly more
Catholic.
Catholics than there are Protestants.
That's because of this, right? But the crucial problem with the Peace of Augsburg is that it does not recognise Calvinism.
Right.
What is Calvinism? You think Luther was boring and pooey? In our next episode, we're going to get into my intellectual heir, or rather I'm the intellectual heir of him, my ancestors, John Calvin and John Knox, the Presbyterian.
The head of the fun police.
These guys are the Christian Iranian morality police. Right, of which I am a member. Okay, that's in our next episode. Now the other two episodes of this series are on the Patreon already. Patrons will be able to get access to that now for £3 a month. We are the biggest in the country.
Come on,
extraordinary.
Got that?
Absolutely extraordinary.
We beat Hamas and we're hurtling towards the Taliban.
We are going to take on the Taliban.
The Taliban, I think, what was it again? I believe active fighters 90,000.
Yeah,
it's a big aim, but we've got to aim high.
We may have to have an alliance with
buried Hamas.
We have buried Hamas. We've solved that actually.
Yeah.
Right.
And their membership's going down, I feel.
I think it is. Yeah.
While ours is going
up. now, do you think that's because we are getting active Hangouts members?
No, there's okay. Core. We'll get core fighters.
As of early 2026.
Right.
But that's the takeover strength. They think they to be fair, they are getting bigger, Taliban.
It's going to be tough.
So are we.
We're getting bigger. Right. So let's just say 150,000 Taliban fighters.
Okay, guys, we are project, let's say Project 2036, okay?
And to celebrate, as soon as we pass 150,000, we are retaking back Afghanistan.
We're taking Kabul.
All of us together.
Yeah. All of us. We're going to take
We
Kabul.
can take them. Man for man, we can take them.
So sign up to the Patreon, which will be seen as joining the draft to take on Kabul. And we are going to implement a regime that is even worse for Afghan women. That's on the Patreon. Join that. But if not, we'll see you next time for a deep dive on Calvin.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.